Welcome to TechExecs. With me is Ravi. Good morning, Ravi.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you for having me here. President and founder of Cohejic. We are a management consulting executive coaching firm, and we've been around in business for more than 8 years, helping companies all the way from business units of Fortune 500 companies to mid-size companies, help drive and take the ability of the organization to execute at the next level. And we help the companies drive clarity in the organization and bring together all the functions so they can work coherently. This book is really exciting. I've just recently released the book, and the feedback has been incredible. In fact, I will share the story of one of the CEOs, Brian Price, from Agama Advertising, and he read the book, and I had called him to get feedback, and he told me he had not finished reading the book, and so for a minute I stopped and said, oh, that means he didn't like it. But I mustered up enough courage to ask Brian why he had not read the book. And Brian said, I've started implementing
Interesting.
what is in the book in my organization. And when I heard that, that was the best feedback I had received. And so this book is a very simple book. It's a very easy to read book because it's written as a business parable. You get a lot of business books that are theory books, but you read the theory, they look great on paper. When you go to implement them, you say, oh my God, what do I do? How do I take this and implement it? This book, because it is set in a realistic background, it's the story of a company, it's the story of a VP of sales of a software company, and he becomes CEO. He thinks he's perfect, but the harder he tries, the deeper he digs himself a hole. And so it's the story of how he transforms the company, but at the same time goes through a personal transformation. And for executives to truly succeed, they have to go through both the business transformation and the personal transformation. And so this story is of how he takes simple concepts but brings it all together and drives clarity and coherence in the organization, because they recognize I call it an eye-opening parable, because the company has very knowledgeable people in the organization. And yet when they go back and ask themselves some critical questions, very simple but critical questions, they come up with answers that they had never thought about before. And so that makes the book very powerful. I have a professor at University of Texas Health Science Center use this book in his strategy management class, and the students loved it. And so the feedback that I'm getting from the book is just incredible.
What's the name of the book? This
The book is called Coherent Strategy and Execution. Here it looks, and an eye-opening parable about leadership and management. It's an easy read, but the points that it makes, anybody who's leading a business, who's a business owner, needs to read the book. Anybody who is working for a large corporation and wants to understand, because the book, because it's set in a realistic situation, gets into the politics in the organization, the management conflicts, which unfortunately we see exist in every organization. There is no organization immune to that. So if you're working in a corporation, then you need to read the book to understand how management is thinking, what are the challenges they're facing. And if you're a student looking to join the workforce, you need to recognize that your technical skills and technical knowledge are necessary but not sufficient for you to succeed. In order to succeed, you really have to understand how the organization works and what you have to do to work the organization.
well, it's such a pleasure having you here this morning, and we look forward to seeing more of you. And good luck on your book.
Thank you so much, Tony. I appreciate the opportunity, and all the best to you.
Thanks so much.